We're going to chat to, you all remember that in 1975 and 1977, those premierships belonged to North Melbourne. Our next guest was an integral member of those premiership sides. He played 162 games for North Melbourne between 1972 and 1983. Any guesses?
Well, it's not Sam Kekovich. He couldn't make it today. It's only got to be one player. I reckon he's number 6. And who is he?
Arnold Briedis. Please welcome.
Arnold Briedis. Over there, mate. Kerry Day, facing the crowd, was a little girl at the 77 grand final. I think, from memory, you played in 74 grand final, 75, the first for North Melbourne, and 2 in 77. Must have been special times because North had been in the wilderness.
Magnificent times.
And tell us a little bit about Barassi. We know that Zantuck doesn't think much of him, but in his absolute prime was the super coach in those days.
There was only one super coach, and that was Ron Barassi. He was hard, but fair.
But fair.
Fair, very fair.
And that's all you can see. We saw Stan Alves going off at his players and berating them at three-quarter time, but it just, you don't take it personally. Did you ever take Barassi's onslaught personally?
Occasionally.
Did you?
Yes. He used to say a few things, but all that was to get you motivated.
Get you motivated.
Yeah.
Even Brass was even motivated at half-time against Essendon. When Tully was captain coach of Essendon, Captain Plod was on the police horse and Barassi was the other side. He threw a punch and hit the horse in the orchestra stalls and the horse collapsed. Remember that at the Arden Street Oval?
I did, Rex.
Like, it was amazing, wasn't it? But you did have some great players. We had the Galloping Gasometer, who's going to be challenging Dick Philpott in our Channel 7 pie eating competition. But what a unique character, but what an integral part of the combination.
He was a great player, very hard player to get around, wasn't he?
Yeah. Tell us about Malcolm Blight when he took over from Barassi. How was it when you and Blight lined up on the half-forward flank one week, he was centre half-forward, and the next week he was saying, Arnie, I want you to do this, I want you to do that. Tell our people out there who are not close to the game how intimidating that can be.
One day, Blighty probably was in the medical room 5 days a week, and next day he's trying to tell us to run 100s and all this. Blokes do change, don't they?
They certainly do. Should North Melbourne have been more successful in that era, do you think, or do you think they did well with what they had? Because they really pioneered the 10-year rule, and of course they closed the gap, didn't they?
They did. North was probably unfortunate in that we played in 6 consecutive grand finals and only won 2 premierships, so there was a draw. And in 76 and 78, Hawthorn beat us, but we had the opportunity to probably win 4 grand finals in a row.
Here we are at the Arden Street Oval, and Frank Gumbleton punched the ball away in the centre and gets it to Briedis, who lines it up, no 50-metre line then, and sends it through goal high. The Schimmelbusch man gets it on his left boot, and here's Arnie. Have a look at him. He's down there in front of Calvin Moore and takes the mark, and there's a hand pass from Johnny Burns in the centre to Arnold Briedis at centre half forward, and he loved the goal. Now this is in the grand final, and Doug Wade puts his hands up. Here's Calvin Moore again, and Arnie gets away from Big Patton. Moncrief comes in again. This is a magnificent confrontation, and have a look at that. Arnie Briedis, king, and away he goes. Now there's Arnold, hand passes over the top, gives it across to David Dents, the youngest captain in North's history, and bang! Thank you, Mother, for the rabbits. You loved it. There goes the siren. Johnny Casson absolutely goes 8 droppings. That was a great side. Number 36, Stephen Ick. If you maintain some friendships, because, you know, Tommy Hafey has tremendous reunions once a year, and we all get together, and I'm getting a better player every year because they can't even remember who I was. You know what I mean? It's great, though, isn't it? It builds great character. I was saying to Sue that things build character, but so do successful footy clubs.
It does, and it's probably disappointing, and each player probably has to take some... probably a bad part about it. Like, when you go out there and you train for 11 months of the year and you play in a grand final or a couple of grand finals and you know blokes for 15 years and you hardly ever see them. Yeah. And that's probably that camaraderie-ship. It's a bit disappointing. Some clubs do it, but at North we probably have had only one reunion, and it should happen more often.
Well, it should happen more often. I think the drink after the game's good because it's not war, it's more serious than that, isn't it? There's no doubt about that. You and Shane Zantuck have formed a great partnership, Sports Co. I speak to a lot of kids, and I spoke to Ron Barassi's boys a few weeks ago at Sydney, and I didn't speak about getting the football and kicking it. That's Ron's job. I spoke about life after footy, and there's certainly been life after footy for you and Shane Zantuck in the Sports Co, and it's a great story. Tell us briefly just how you started off in Broadmeadows in the sports store, and now you've got this great chain of sports stores.
We're very fortunate. Shane was a young bloke, as we both were. He come up through the thirds. I'd played league footy at 16, and
Yeah.
I saw this bloke over there, a couple of lockers away, and I said, "How are you, Shane?" Because when I first went there, I was at 15. You had some great players like Barry
Yes.
Davis,
Yes.
Sam Kekovich.
Yeah.
and,
John Rantel and Wade came under the 10-year plan. Yes,
So you're in awe of
John
all those
Burt.
type of
Yeah,
blokes.
you are in awe of them, aren't you?
And I saw Shane, so I just put my hand out to him, and we became mates from there. And
Isn't that fantastic? And the rest is history.
we married each other's sisters.
Kept it in the family,
Kept it
mate.
in the
That's just
family.
fantastic. Every shopping centre I go to, there's a sports co sign.
Yeah.
So, Craig, we've got some lovely prizes as Raquel will come in and give the lovely prize, the Yibbity Yibbita Beanie. And what's that other thing there, Craig?
Again from Sony. Thanks for joining us, Arnie. There you
thanks
go.
very much.
Yeah, good on you, Arnie. You have now got the Sony Discman CD player, the Mega Bass. You can listen to your favourite CDs. You could be a Vivaldi fan, a Beethoven, or a Bach man.
Fantastic.
Speaking of Bach, where's Missy gone, Rex?
Oh, Missy's over there, but we've got another Missy in the audience. We've got Arnold Briedis' daughter in the... Come down, will you, please? Come on down. What's her name?
Bo and Blaze.
Bo and Blaze.
Yes.
Fantastic. Bo and Blaze. What, were you drunk one night? You couldn't think of any name? Oh, I didn't mean that. I'm sorry. It's lovely and lovely to see you, Bo.
That's Blaze.
That's, I knew it was. It had to be. And this is Blaze. Mate, you're so ugly. How come have you checked your milkman lately? They're just fantastic. But they're lovely. And you're good mates with your kids?
Yeah, they're fantastic.
Okay, we've got a little bit of a prize, have we? A sports bag for the two kids. And see me after the show and I'll tell you what a real mungle your old man is. He was one of the all-time greats. There's no doubt about that. And that's, of course, Arnold Briedis. And thank you, Arnie, for being our special guest today on I'm Rex Hunt and You're Not.
Thank you.